To speak of my friend Kelley Henry as the guiding hand of counsel is to speak of her as a friend and a counselor to our clients. And a lot of that story is told in the program brochure that y'all have in front of you. I don't know how many people perused it before sitting down for the meal, but people speak of her as tireless and a fearsome litigator, and my personal favorite, a secular priest. If I had been permitted, as I asked, to edit the letters of the nominators, I would have changed that maybe to priestess of justice, just as for a little sexier feel, but I wasn't allowed. But Kelley is all of those things. She loves our guys fiercely, and they know it. But I want to talk tonight a little bit about the other way that she is a guiding hand of counsel, and that is as the leader of our scrappy little band of marauding habeas lawyers from Nashville. She trains countless attorneys around the country at seminars and workshops, but her role as my boss is, in fact, it's the closest to me for obvious reasons. And recently, we've had, as she has been calling it, a growing season, in which she's been training 5 new capital habeas attorneys in our office. And watching her train, some of them are skilled lawyers who have never done capital work, some of them are brand new lawyers. But watching her take these people and help them become fearless litigators who serve as secular priests, comforting our clients, advocating for our clients, being in our clients' corner, has been really beautiful. Like any good leader, she focuses us on teamwork and on building team. And it's from that quality that my one allotted war story comes. If I didn't tell a war story, y'all would all think I was only masquerading as a criminal defense lawyer. So we were out of district in a foreign and well, actually everyone would say hostile jurisdiction in the 8th Circuit. And we were working our asses off. It was a 2-week hearing, 37, 38 witnesses. I lost count at some point. Literally hundreds of exhibits. The lawyers were tap dancing as fast as we could, trying to get our proof in under I last night, thinking about these remarks, thought I need a politic word for our schedule. I think pressing would be maybe the best I could come up with. Our investigators literally had a color-coded chart of how to get everyone from the airport to the hotel to the courthouse. Our paralegal broke her leg, and a legal assistant had to step in literally to hand things up to the lawyers. All to say, we were very proud of all of our people and of our team, and Kelley was maybe the most proud. And as we were sort of tap dancing, the lawyers were a little unaware of all that was going on until we called a witness and we questioned, and then the judge called for the cross-exam. And the United States attorney apparently was flummoxed and said he wasn't ready. And for just a moment, this is not one of those stories that has a particularly punchy ending. This is one of those where you're about to hear the win, and those of you who aren't capital habeas lawyers won't know it was the win, but those of you who are will know it was. The judge kind of looked at the U.S. attorney and said, "What do you mean you're not ready?" And here it comes. This is it. My buffo finish. He said, "We can't possibly compete with this team from the Public Defender's Office."
Thank you, Amy, and thank you to the ABA and the Death Penalty Representation Project
when
for
you
this
get the US
amazing
government to admit
award. Never in my wildest dreams did I think that I would ever be given an award named after Justice Stevens. I mean, that's pretty cool. And I also would like to extend my congratulations to my colleagues at Skadden and at White and Case, and of course to the inimitable Ron Tabak for all of your work with the ABA guidelines, which really provide the guidebook for what we do every day we live and breathe the guidelines, and you were really the guiding hand behind the guidelines, and really another hand. When I was thinking about what I wanted to share with you all tonight in the few moments that I have with you, and I know that we all want to hear from Mr. Krasner, so I promise I'm not going to stand up here too long. I was reflecting over my career and really realized that it has been a study of brokenness. I've studied the brokenness of my clients and the brokenness of a system that failed them long before they could walk or talk, and in some cases before they were even born. As capital defense attorneys, the ABA guidelines tell us that we are to be observational caretakers. And so it is our job to observe our clients' lives and to do a thorough social history. And when we do that, we look at those systems that failed them. An inequitable healthcare system where our clients can't receive proper care, proper prenatal care, proper care as a toddler. They don't get adequate nutrition. They don't get adequate mental health care. Their mothers did not receive adequate care. And so many of our clients are born with broken brains, and then there's nobody there to help guide them through their young years. We study the inequitable educational system. We know that our clients were poor. We know they went hungry. We know that they knew hunger that we in this room can never possibly imagine. We know that their mothers had to worry about whether or not they could keep the lights on, whether or not they were going to be able to pay the bills, whether or not they would be convicted or evicted. In our case that Amy was talking about, we had the wonderful Jan Vogelsang, who's here tonight on the witness stand, presenting what we called the chaos map of the 67 places where our client had lived throughout her life because they had to keep moving from place to place because they kept getting kicked out or because they were hiding from social services. We've studied the brokenness of the social service system that failed our clients time and time and time again and continue to fail children today. And yet, through all of this study of brokenness, we look beyond it and we find exquisite, imperfect beauty in our clients, who they are, their families, their communities, their neighborhoods. They open up to us and they share with us their trauma and their pain, their shame and their secrets, and they give it to us like a gift. And they say, here, take this, protect this, tell my story. And that is a precious gift that we hold on to and we try to present to the court, to the judges, to the public through the wonderful help of people like Laura Burstein and Tristan and Kristen and Jacob and all of the people who work with her. We try to present those stories so that our clients become real human beings as opposed to what the government wants them to be. The government wants our clients reduced to the worst thing they ever did. None of us are the worst thing we ever did, and our clients certainly are not. And that beautiful relationship that we get to have with our clients, that is something that we treasure and we hold on to. And sometimes, yes, sometimes there's a wonderful outcome. Amy and I were driving around in July of 2010, downtown Nashville, when we got the call that Governor Bredesen had commuted our client Gail Owen's sentence from death to life 6 weeks before her execution. We had Gail on one phone in the back and her son, Stephen, who had been estranged from her and testified against her at her trial, on the other phone. We're saying, Gail, you're going to live, and not only you're going to live, you're going to get out because he just gave you 10,000 days of credit. You know, and now she's my friend on Facebook. But we also take that last walk with our clients. And that's just as important. I've taken that last walk a few too many times. I'd like to never do it again, but I will if I have to. Because listening to your client tell the guards who are going to extract him to take him to be electrocuted. I don't want y'all to feel bad. This isn't your fault. The grace that we observe from our clients as these people are taking them to their death is painfully, exquisitely beautiful. Tennessee has had a bad run in the last year, as you all know. It's been out there. We fought like hell to keep the state from using this horrible, torturous execution method, and we lost. One of our clients who was scheduled for execution was a man named Charles Wright. And Charles became very, very ill, and he cheated the state out of the opportunity to execute him. But what we got to see during the final months of Charles's life was something so poignant and so beautiful that took place in a prison infirmary in Nashville, Tennessee. A client that Amy had just gotten off of death row, David Duncan, who they call Slim, had been moved from death row to the low side, and he was working in the infirmary where Charles was being cared for. And each and every day, David would come in and he would clean Charles, he would prop him up, he would feed him. He showed him love and compassion, and the prison let that happen. That was beautiful and painful. And I'm going to end finally with my last story because I think it sets up very nicely Mr. Krasner's comments that I know we're all looking forward to. And that is, I had the wonderful opportunity to witness the beauty of justice in Tennessee on August 28th of this year. You know, my husband's a Deadhead, and he really likes this song called Scarlet Begonias, and there's this line that says, once in a while you get shown the light in the strangest of places if you look at it right. What a strange place it was to be in a courtroom in Nashville, Tennessee, with a district attorney general who sits for election, standing up in front of all the TV cameras in a crowded courtroom and announced that racism and dishonesty should have no place in the criminal justice system. I thought I'd never see the day. And with a stroke of a pen, Abu Ali Abdurrahman's unjust racist sentence was commuted from death to life in prison. That was beauty and justice. It's what we all went to law school for. And I am so proud to have been a part of all of the teams that made that happen. And last thing, Sedley Alley, #test the DNA. Thank you all so much.